Hi everybody, yep, that's right, I'm back with a video, finally. Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a little while since I videoed anything and posted anything on here, but as you can tell from the title, it's been a bit of a mad year in 2018, so I kind of wanted to share my little story with you and pop back. But I'm also hoping in 2019 I am a little bit more consistent with my videos, so keep your fingers crossed for me because hopefully I am. But yes, as you can see from what this title is called, at the start of 2018 I underwent massive surgery. It was an operation and surgery that I've always wanted. Finally I took the plunge and contacted MYA Cosmetic Surgery, and I finally had the surgery done that I've always wanted. So it's about time I kind of told all of you guys properly about it. I've kind of said a little bit here and there on my social media, my Instagram and things like that. I've wrote some blog posts about it, but I haven't actually properly explained my journey with you guys. And personally I feel that when I was researching, oh, we've got my cat in the background. Personally, I found that when I was researching this particular procedure, it was very, very, very hard to find anything online that was concrete about the operation. And it is quite a scary operation. It's something that I always wanted, but yes, I was bricking it, of course. It's massive surgery, so you're bound to be a little bit scared. But there wasn't that much online about it, and there wasn't many stories about it, so I thought it was about time somebody created a video that was plain black and white and told you all about it. So that's basically why I'm here. I'm here to tell my little story. So at the start of 2018, on the 26th of May, I underwent a operation for a breast reduction and mastopexy, which is basically an uplift. So a boob reduction and a boob lift, basically. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to be wondering why at the age of 22 I decided to have this operation, and a lot of people are going to be questioning why I would want to get rid of big boobs, why I would want to have them lifted, why I chose to have such a big operation at such a young age. And I have my personal reasons. There are a lot of reasons behind it, and there's a lot of reasons why I wanted it for so long. And I can honestly say, hand on heart, it's the best decision I have ever made. Now, I'm not against people who get boob implants, of course. If you want massive boobs, great, go for it, run with it and rock it. Personally, it wasn't for me. It didn't suit me. It made me feel quite uncomfortable at times. And the confidence that I have now that I've had the operation is second to none. It's completely changed the way that I feel mentally and physically. And yeah, I thought it was about time I kind of explained everything to you guys. So here I am to tell you all about my MYA Cosmetics surgery journey. So a MYA journey is very, very easy. You'd think it's a lot more complicated than what it actually is, but basically it all starts with an initial consultation. Now, MYA have clinics all over the country. Mine personally is in Clifton in Bristol, so it's not that far from me. It's literally just up the road from work. And all I did was I went onto their website, popped in a couple of details and told them what procedure I was interested in. And a couple of days later I received a phone call asking if I wanted to come in for a consultation with a patient coordinator. Now, that first step, I knew straight away that this was the best thing I was going to do. It's really, really strange. When you want something this bad, you don't even second guess it. You know that it's going to be a big step for you, and you know that it's going to change so many things. So that first little step was, honestly, it lifted a massive weight off my shoulders. I was so excited, and I booked my initial consultation with my patient coordinator a couple of weeks after that first little form was filled out. Now, when I showed up to my initial consultation, straight away it was the warmest welcome from the MYA team. They're all absolutely bloody lovely, not only in the Clifton sort of clinic, but also everywhere. Anyone I've spoke to from MYA has been lovely. Even the people that were at the hospital that I went to in London in Fitzroy, they were amazing, every single one of them, and I'm so lucky that I chose a company to go through that look after you so much, and they're so human and so nice. And if I ever decided to have anything else done, I'm hoping that, you know, I don't, I'm quite happy now. If I ever decide to have anything else done, then I know who I'm going to be going through, and that's going to be MYA, because they were excellent and I can't recommend them enough. And my patient coordinator was called Gabrielle, and she is absolutely lovely. Even to this day, I still follow her on Instagram because she's just a really, really nice person. And every single time I went to the clinic, she made me feel so at ease. Even from that first consultation, I remember sitting there in the waiting room and I was absolutely breaking out. I was so scared. I don't really know why, but I think, you know, it's because I wanted it so bad. And I was sat in there absolutely bricking it, and as soon as I saw her and I sat down in her office, I was instantly at ease, and she was absolutely lovely. So if you're lucky enough to get Gabrielle in the Bristol clinic, then You're very, very lucky. Now, we started by talking through what procedure I wanted and why. So she asked the sort of reasons that I had behind it. And my main reasons were, number one, confidence. I didn't feel confident with massive boobs. I felt massively out of proportion. They were huge for my frame. So my boobs were different sizes. This one was a G and this one was a double F. Now, I was always measuring myself at an E, which was completely wrong. I used to wear E-sized bras and was wondering why I was falling out of them, and that's probably why. But I wasn't happy with the size that they were, and I lost a bit of weight at the start of the year, and they felt massively out of proportion. They changed shape, they changed the way that they sat. I always had to wear a bra, which are stupidly uncomfortable. Girls, you get it. Guys, you don't. It's so uncomfortable to wear a bra that has underwear in it all the time. I was having to buy clothes that were like 4 sizes bigger than me just to fit my boobs. The back pain was honestly horrendous. I couldn't cope with it anymore, and I've had big boobs since I was a teenager, like since I pretty much hit puberty, so I wanted them gone. I didn't care how much it cost, I didn't care what I had to do to get it, but I wanted these massive boobs gone. Talked through procedures, worked out what would be best for me, and then we realised I would need a reduction and a lift together, and then we started talking through the different surgeons that were available to me. So I got to choose between 3 different surgeons. I actually still have my little MYA pack, so I'll show you the 3 surgeons and then I'll tell you which one I went for. So I had 3 surgeons to choose from, and they literally came as if they were like in an interview, like on the pieces of paper, and then it had like information of them on the back. So we had someone called Max, someone called Miss Lutz, I think. And then we had Mr. John Giannis, which is who I decided to go for. So Mr. Giannis has, in theory, changed my life. So thank you, Mr. Giannis. And the reason that I chose Mr. Giannis is because my patient coordinator told me that he's the best one to go for if you're younger, mainly because his cuts are basically so precise that scarring will be minimal. Now, I'm not the type of person that cares about scars. The way I see it, the only people that will be seeing those scars are people that shouldn't care if you've got them. Personally, I don't mind if I have them, and in the past, any scarring that I have had has tended to fade quite quickly and quite easily. But nonetheless, I decided to go for the surgeon that not only has kind of like the best healing process in the sense that his scars are very minimal, but from past results, his operations are said to heal quite well and quite quickly, providing obviously you follow the right instructions and things like that. He's also been doing this a very, very long time, so he knows exactly what he's doing. And after looking at before and after pictures of what Gabby showed me, there was a lady on there whose boobs were exactly like how mine were before, and her after picture is exactly how mine look now. It's really strange, but I remember looking at it and thinking that's exactly how I want them. So I decided to go for him. I looked at different finance options. For me, I pay them off per month. I didn't pay it all in one go because, to be quite honest, I do not have that amount of money. I wish I did. But I paid a deposit and then I pay it off per month, and I'm paying it off over 4 years, so it splits the cost a little bit more evenly. But after choosing my surgeon, we booked in my first consultation with my surgeon, where he would take a look at me, he would decide what procedure would be best for me, what size I'd be going down to, and ask me a couple of questions and stuff, and then we would start setting a date for my operation. So I think we booked it in for like a couple of weeks after. I didn't have to wait too long, but he's not actually in Bristol all that often, so I had to kind of like pick one where he was around. But yes, in those couple of weeks I read through my pack, I geared myself up to meet my surgeon, and I was quite nervous. That was the first proper step, and once I'd met my surgeon I would be booking my surgery, so it was quite scary really, but scary in a good way. Like, I was anxious but I was happy, I was really excited, so it was quite a weird experience. Now, my first consultation with Dr. Janus went a little bit different to how I thought. He basically told me that when you have a reduction done, your weight afterwards has to pretty much stay the same. Like, you can't lose any more and you can't put on any more. And he asked me whether or not I wanted to lose any more weight, and I said yes. So I wasn't that happy with my weight. I still wanted to lose a little bit. So he basically said that he would not book in my surgery date until I'd lost what I wanted to lose. So that was a little bit of a kick in the teeth. I was like, right, okay, now I have to go on like a massive health kit, blah, 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 blah. And to be quite honest, I was eating crap. It was the start of the year. It was just after New Year. I think it was February. I just had like my first Valentine's on my own in like 5 years. And I was basically comfort eating. But that was a kick up the back that I needed. And between February and May, I lost about 1.5 stone, just over 1.5 stone actually. So when I went back and saw him at the end of March, he was happy with everything and he booked in my surgery. So I booked in for the 26th of May in London. Then I was basically on the countdown till my operation. So that was when it kicked in, I properly told my mum. So I told my mum along the way that I was getting it done, but she's terrified of surgery, so I didn't want to freak her out too much. But when I booked the date, I said to her, Mum, I've booked my surgery date, and she was like, oh my god. She knew how much I wanted it. She knew how much I needed it as well. Like, it was something that I needed done. But because she's scared of surgery and I'm her youngest, she was absolutely bricking it, bless her. And we made the decision there and then that she wouldn't come with me to London. It would be my best friend instead, because quite honestly, I think she'd have a heart attack if she was there waiting for me in the operating room. Like, honestly, she wouldn't have coped very well. We were on the countdown to my operation day. I started buying my post-op bras. So you have to wear ones that are basically, they don't have any stitching or anything, and they do up at the front, and they're basically like high support sports bras. They're basically post-surgery bras. So I got some from Asda, which I'll pop in the link below just in case anyone watching is curious as to what ones. I started like buying little things that I'd need. I made a shopping list for when I got home from my op of like foods that I would want to eat, because I knew that I'd be like feeling like crap and that I'd want some nice food. Oh, I bought a pregnancy pillow because you can't lay on your front or your side. You have to lay like dead on your back whilst they heal. So I ordered a pregnancy pillow from eBay, which again, I'll link below. It's really cheap. Yeah, the 26th of May rolled around surprisingly quickly. And it was honestly the scariest yet most emotionally changing and amazing day I've ever experienced in my life. Obviously, I went through a massive operation, so it wasn't the best, you know. You're in bloody agony. You're uncomfortable, but mentally it was the best day ever. I went up the day before with my friend Meg. We had a really cute day in London. We went shopping, we went for food. It was really, really nice. I remember sitting in the hotel room. I had to take out all of my piercings. I remember I had to not eat from 12 o'clock, so midnight, and then I couldn't drink for like 3 hours before my operation. So yeah, I took out all my piercings, had a shower. Literally, it was like as bare as the day I was born. It was mental. I didn't have my acrylics on, which was horrible. Like, I can't live without these. And I went to bed, and surprisingly I slept really, really well. Woke up the next morning, and it was really funny. I drank as much water as I possibly could that morning so that I didn't get a migraine, because I suffer really badly from migraines. The last thing I wanted was to be in hospital with a banging migraine, like not being able to sleep because I'm in pain. Yeah, I drank as much water as I could. We made our way down to the hospital, which was in Fitzroy. The hospital was amazing. It felt like a hotel. You walk in and there's like an amazing reception. You get taken through to like this nice comfy chilling area, and then someone shows you to your room. I was lucky enough to have a room all by myself, which doesn't happen that often. A lot of people have to share. But yeah, it was all really sinking in at that point. I had like 5 different people come in before my op doing different checks, like checking all my allergies, doing like weight, height, blood pressure, pregnancy tests, literally everything, to make sure I was all fit and healthy for surgery, because if you're even slightly ill, they will not operate. But I had all of these checks done, and at that point it was kicking in. I was texting my mum saying I'm going to be going down for my op soon, and within about an hour and a half of being at the hospital, someone came in and said, right, we're ready for you. And at that point I literally just wanted to burst into tears and curl up in a ball. But at the same time, I wanted to leg it into that op room and lie down willingly and have it done. It was a really, really strange experience. So I said goodbye to Meg. I told her to text my mum to say that I was going down for my op. And I followed the nurse wearing, oh, it was the funniest outfit. So I had like a hospital gown on. I had a net on my head. I had compression stockings on and little slippers. I looked hilarious. And I just kind of like waddled down with her, sat in a little waiting room whilst they prepped the op room. She asked me some questions, and then I walked into the operating theatre, got introduced to the anaesthetists, and I couldn't see my surgeon at that point. It was really weird, really weird. I couldn't see him. He must have been in the corner or something. And I just remember lying back, and I had this arm out here, and there was a man stood here, and he was telling me, he was like, oh yeah, you'll feel a slight scratch in your other arm and you'll start to feel a little bit drowsy. And he was talking to me about my tattoo, so he was like, oh, the scratch won't hurt. Obviously, you've got a massive, you could see like a massive tattoo on my bum, because to be honest, the like hospital dresses were pretty see-through. And I've obviously got all this arm tattooed, and he said, the scratch won't hurt, like not if you're used to those, and was making a bit of a laugh, a joke about it. And next thing I know, I just saw this oxygen mask like going towards my face, and it didn't click to me that that would knock me out. And that's the last thing I remember, seeing a mask coming towards my face. And then I woke up, and there was beeping everywhere. I got a bit freaked out and I looked at the lady and I was convinced it was Meg, like absolutely 100% convinced it was my best friend Meg. And I was saying to her, Meg, Meg, Meg. And she was like, she was really confused. She said, what's wrong, what's wrong? And I said, Meg, when's my operation? And she went, oh, you've had it, my love. And I was like, what? And literally, I remember just like lifting up my hospital dress, looking down and being like, oh my God, they're gone. And she was like, what? I was like, they've gone. And I just burst into tears where I was so happy. And all day I just kept going like this and feeling them because obviously it was a massive change. I was in recovery for a long time. I think it was like 2 hours, 2.5 hours I was in recovery. They were checking my pulse, they were checking my heart rate, they were checking my temperature, they were doing so many checks on me. And I remember seeing another girl like wheeled in and put in the bed next to me, and she was like out of it. My mouth was really dry. I was asking for a drink, but I was only allowed like sips through a straw, but I could hardly speak. Obviously I just had a tube down my throat, so that wasn't very fun. Yeah, it's a little bit of a blur, but certain bits I remember like really well. And then it clicked that it wasn't Meg, but yeah, she was absolutely lovely. And then after a little while, I was going back to my room and they were wheeling me along the corridor. And I went, have you rang Meg to let her know that I'm back? And they went, yeah, she's in your room waiting for you. And I just remember screaming out hello to her because I wanted to see her. They wheeled me in and I probably looked like death with my eyes crossed and all over the place, but it was so good to see her. Yeah, she stayed with me constantly. I was demanding food like a good un, as I do. I like my food. And she ended up ordering me a gourmet burger kitchen and got my favourite chicken burger for me. I FaceTimed my mum, I FaceTimed my sister. I put a video on Instagram to let everyone know that I was alive, basically. Yeah, it was a mad day. Bad day. That night, I literally needed a wee, I swear, every like hour. I was waking up every hour. I had these massive compression things on my legs that were like sucking in and out. Like these air things. They were really noisy, but I had to like unclip them every time I needed a wee and then plug them back in when I got back. But I woke up at about 3 o'clock in absolute agony. I was in so much pain, but I knew the nurse would be coming in soon. Then I had a 6 o'clock wake up call for breakfast. Breakfast was really nice, actually, really nice. And then I rang Meg and told her that they were prepping me to go home. So at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, I was leaving. So my surgeon had come in that morning, checked everything over. I got my first like glimpse at them, like a little bit, not full on. For anyone who doesn't know, sorry if this is really graphic, but when you have a breast lift, they take your nipple off and move it, basically. That's basically what they do. So I didn't get to see those. Obviously, they were like plastered up, but all the rest of them, the shape and everything, I got to see those for the first time. And I cried. I burst into tears because I was so happy. And my surgeon said to me that it was one of the biggest transformations he's ever done and that he was really happy for me and that he was happy with the work that he'd done. Off I went with Meg, got the coach home, got back to Bristol and had my shopping list ready for me with all my stuff, which was nice. I literally just got up in bed and slept most of the time. The next day, I was in agony. I was in so much pain. The best way to explain it, it's almost like when you were trying to sit up, it's like someone was pushing down and like you'd done like a really big chest, back, shoulder workout. It was agony. And then all my bruises started to come up, so I bruised on both sides and down my ribs and like almost underneath my armpits. They were a little bit swollen, they weren't too bad. I had a 1 week post-op where I saw my nurse Joanna and she was really happy with the results, so she basically changed all my dressings for me and then booked in for me to see her at my 2 week post-op. So I went in the following week for my 2 week and all my bandages came off and stayed off. I was healing really quickly. My bandages got left off, which was really nice. I saw them in their all glory for the first time, which was mental. It was amazing. I went home really happy because I'd seen them and I was happy. I'd seen them and I knew that was what I wanted. And then I also went back on my 1 month, 6 weeks and 6 months, I believe. I went back quite a few times. I can't literally recall all of the time. Oh, and then I went back and saw my surgeon one last time. So I am now fully signed off. I don't need to go back unless obviously there's any problems or if I want to. I don't actually need to go and see Dr. Janice again. So as crazy as it sounds, this actually now feels like these are like my boobs. No changes are to be made, these are mine. For those wondering, I'm now a D/double D, depending on what type of bra it is. If it's a plunge bra, I'm a D. If it's a balcony bra, I'm a double D. And obviously it depends where you buy it from, basically. I dropped 2 dress sizes from just changing my boobs in the simplest way possible. I don't have to buy as big a size of clothes now to fit them. I can actually buy what I want. A lot of the time I don't wear a bra. Don't have to a lot of the time, but obviously I do. I used to have to wear a bra and a sports bra to the gym, just a sports bra now. I can buy any bikinis I want. I can go strapless, backless, plunge, dresses, whichever I like. And in the simplest way possible to put it, it has changed my life. Having this operation was the best thing that I've ever done, and I couldn't be happier with the result. A massive, massive, massive thank you to Maya, to Dr. Janice, to all my family and all my friends that have supported me during my little journey. And I can't believe that coming up in May is going to be my boob's first birthday. But yeah, I thought it was about time I kind of shared my story and told more people on the internet that breast reductions are more common than you think. You hear of everybody having implants, but maybe that's because not many people talk about when they have a reduction, because there is a lot of stigma around it. A lot of people judge me for having it, and a lot of people turn their nose up and went, well, why did you have that done? But if it works for you, then do it. If it's something that you've wanted for ages, do it. Even if you only go for an initial consultation and you realise it's not for you, just try it. You may as well. Because personally for me, it was the best thing I ever did. It's well worth the money. I'm so happy. And yeah, I couldn't be more chuffed with the results. So I'm now going to say my goodbyes. I will be back with another video soon, but I thought this was a good one to kick the year off with. But if you don't already, follow my other socials. I'll pop them all up and links below so you can follow my other social media. But yes, thank you for bearing with me in 2018. Thank you if you also support my Instagram, because we've recently reached 3,000 followers, which is so exciting, and I couldn't be happier that I did that before the end of 2018. So now I'm aiming for 4,000, which I hope I get in 2019, along with a hell of a lot of subscribers of you on this little channel. If you don't already, please subscribe to my channel. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to link below any blog posts I've written about my surgery, because although I was quite quiet on YouTube, I did write blog posts about it, so you can have a good read, and then it kind of like details each step as well, so in case I've missed any bits out, it's all written down for you. So I'll link those below as well. But thank you so much for watching. I hope this has been helpful for anybody who's looking into the procedure and wants to have it done. But if you have any questions, feel free to pop them in the comment section, or you can also message me. But yes, thank you so much. Happy New Year to all of you, and I will see you all soon. Bye.